Right, this is Joe Leigh here for Seconds Out. Delighted to be joined by John Ryder. It's good to have you back on the channel. It's been a while. How are you, first of all? How's things?
Mate, it's good to be on. Thanks for having me. Yeah, I'm good, mate. Just back in training, ticking over, and waiting on some news. Hopefully soon.
That's good to hear. I know, obviously, you've been out in one of the biggest wins, one of the best nights of your career at Alexandra Palace, beating Danny Jacobs. What a night that was! Just first of all, a few months on, how did you celebrate?
Mate, with a few days in bed after that, I think I was. It wasn't COVID, but I think I'd just hit a low and obviously exerted a lot on fight night, and took a lot out of me. So yeah, a few days tucked up in bed, but then I suppose yeah, just reliving it in my mind and enjoying it.
Of course. Now, before the fight, it was always building up to be a close fight, but the fact you got a win, it kind of reignited your career, and it's obviously big opportunities coming from that now.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I wouldn't say a crossroads fight, but I made a bold statement in that if I lost that night, that it would be my last fight. And listen, for Danny Jacobs, he's got the profile of being a two-time world champion. That listen, he could go and fight the Jake Pauls of this world, the YouTubers, and earn millions of pounds. So it wasn't a stab at him. It's just I haven't got the profile he has to go on and do these things.
And obviously, now that you got the win, what are those things that you have in mind?
I just want to fight the best that there is to fight, and obviously things are a bit tied up at the moment, what with Canelo holding the belts and whatnot. So whatever challenges I can take in the interim till these belts free up, fragment, or I'll get my shot.
Are you looking at kind of August, September time then? Being as that you're obviously back now, but what are the dates that you want to be back out there for?
Just hopefully get back in camp in the next coming weeks, and then hopefully by October time.
Okay, October. And it's people, obviously, it's frustrating actually. Let's just quickly on that. With Canelo having the belts, he's obviously come down from light heavy fighting Golovkin. Yeah, being in your position, which is a good one, but someone being undisputed is not ideal.
Yeah, I mean, it's a nightmare for myself and everyone in the division. You know what I mean? You got Benavidez now mandatory for the WBC. People mandatory for the WBO. I'm high up with WBA and whatnot. But it's a pain, and it's great to have an undisputed champion. But in the meantime, there's 4 contenders waiting in line for their shot at the title. So listen, Canelo does what Canelo does and worries about his business, but we're all there on the sidelines waiting for our shot. So I think we just got to keep busy ourselves and take the fights we can get and just jockey ourselves for an even better position when it comes.
Yeah, for sure. What do you make of the other contenders in that division? Obviously, WBC, WBO, any ranking of any belt?
Listen, just a strong division. I mean, the likes of Benavidez, he's been a world champion already. Many others as well. I'm sure Plant's going to look to get back in title recognition and title contention. Sorry. Myself, I want another shot, and there's plenty of good fighters. I mean, there's light heavyweights that could come down, there's middleweights that could come up. So there's always going to be challenges there.
Who do you want to fight next, John?
The Munguia fight got put to me months ago, and the timing just wasn't right. I've been on the couch for months after the Jacobs fight, and it was short notice and not really worth the financials of it. But I mean, there's definitely a fight I'd like with a proper camp and a proper pay. So listen, if that can be made, then that'd be great.
And I'm sure, obviously, if there was something that you could say, you would. Is there anyone like that you have actually been offered to fight and you've accepted or something? Whether you can say or not, it's a different matter. But
no, mate, just left it in the hands of Eddie and
yeah.
Tony and Charlie, just to see what the best options are for me and where to go. But I'm hopeful that in the next week or so, Eddie, being the power that be in this sport, can bring me something good for October time.
There was a rumor about a month ago, Billy Joe Saunders looks like he's going to return. That fight would be offered. I'm sure you saw that. Is there any truth to that?
Yeah, I think it's a natural fight for the both of us. I mean, obviously, I want to get my revenge from that night, and Billy Joe probably wants to prove it wasn't a fluke. So I think it's a potential down the line, but I don't think Billy Joe's going to be ready this year, from what we're hearing. Maybe early next year, but immediately, I don't think it's going to happen.
Yeah. How much would it mean for you to get that rematch? How would the second fight go?
Well, I believe it'd just be me winning, clearly. The thing is that there's no bad blood between me and Billy Joe. We get on, we're friendly, we chat, we have a laugh, but I don't need to hate someone to want to try and take their head off, and he's the same. So, listen, if it happens again, I'm sure the fans will be in for a treat, and there'll be a great fight. But there'll be no love lost in the ring. We'll shake hands before, and we'll shake hands after. But during the fight, we'll try and take each other's heads off.
Yeah, that's what you want to hear. But I think the main thing is, although Canelo is holding up the division, and like you said, it's a nightmare for yourself, there are actually many other possible fights that still keep you in good stead. Not kind of people that you're just going in there and it's going to be an easy night for you, if that makes sense. There's still big fights there.
No, exactly. And like I say, like if we all fight each other, then you put yourself to the top of the pile, so you'll be first in line. So there's no shame in it. I mean, you win some, you lose some, as long as you can come again.
Mm-hmm. And obviously, the world title is still that goal. Obviously, the Callum Smith fight, I thought you won, but the world title is just the end goal and forever will be.
Of course, mate. Yeah, I mean, the Conor Smith fight was a kick in the teeth, and a fight I'll take with me to my grave that I won. But listen, it didn't work out that way. But yeah, I think I want to end this career with a world title in the locker and get what I deserve.
Just last of all, obviously, campmates Conor Benn. It seems like he's going to be fighting Chris Eubank Jr. with obviously the history of the dads. How big is that fight, John?
I think it's massive. I think that's funny. I was saying to Conor today, it's a shame that it's been leaked so early on, and I mean the things with contract talks and negotiations, fights can fall apart at these times over little things. So it's a shame that it's been so publicised and whatnot in the build-up. But I mean, I think they're close to getting it signed, and I hope they can get over the line. And I mean, there's going to be ifs and buts from both sides, but hopefully they can put it to the side and get it signed. And listen, the fans are going to be in for a treat.
Is from what you're hearing, obviously it's close, but is it the rehydration clause causing that issue then?
I don't really know, to be honest. I mean, obviously, Chris Eubank Jr. signed with Salons on Sky, so there might be the query of what platform it will be on. But I think that the natural thing is on a Matchroom show on DAZN, hopefully. So, I mean, it's home advantage for Conor or home advantage for Chris Eubank Jr. So, I'm sure they'll both be most interested in getting that. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, listen, I know what I'm told, and they might just be feeding me a load of shit. But listen, I'm sure it's pretty close.
Yeah. That's not the first of the wars between DAZN and Sky today. Obviously, the AJ Usyk thing's finally been announced that'll be on Sky as well.
Yeah, it's a strange one. I mean, listen, it's great for Sky and it's great for their viewing figures. A bit of a pain for DAZN, obviously, having just announced their big deal with AJ moving forward. So it's a strange one. Looks like Sky had the last laugh on it.
Just quickly, as obviously someone who fights with Matchroom and DAZN, does that bother you at all that Sky are getting the big fights? Does that worry you that maybe DAZN won't get enough exposure when they're not getting the AJ fight?
No, I mean, I think DAZN are putting on great shows this side and across the Atlantic week in, week out. I mean, not even here in the US, they're putting shows on all around Europe, Mexico, and whatnot. So I think, listen, there's levels to this, and Matchroom and DAZN are putting out great shows. Golden Boy as well on DAZN. So listen, Sky are doing well, but I think it's been a slow start for them. And I know they got a good show this weekend with Chris and Smith. Mm-hmm. They need to just start upping the output a bit with the shows, I think, and then it'll be good. Listen, the more platforms, the better for us fans.
Yeah, I think
we'd like to have box on every night of the week, wouldn't we? So I think we're all in for a treat, really.
Yeah, definitely. I think some people can be a bit harsh with, obviously, DAZN's still very new. It's only been, a year since Eddie's kind of been on DAZN. So, yeah, there's still time. But what do you, last of all, as you kind of touched on it there's a lot of promoters and people now say there's too many. Obviously, if this was 20 years ago, maybe Conor and Eddie would have both been with sorry, Conor and Chris would have both been with Eddie. There was only Frank and Eddie, the main two promoters. Now you've got Ben Shalom as well. There's loads of promotions, Pro Bell and Wasserman. Do you feel like that can cause a problem for the greater cause of boxing in the UK? The greater, like the cards are becoming weaker is the argument.
No, I don't think so, because I think there was a period of time, maybe 12 years ago now, when Frank Maloney had shows on Sky Sports, Hennessy had shows on Sky Sports, and then made a switch to ITV, and Frank Warren pretty much just started up Box Nation. So it was a good time for boxing. There, like I say, there was shows on every weekend. Now we're waiting weekends and weekends with, weekends without. So there was shows on every weekend. So I think it was probably a better time for British boxing.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I said Eddie 20 years ago, Eddie and Frank. I meant Barry, obviously. But yeah, good little convo, diverged at the end there. But good to have a chat with you, John. Hopefully some news soon, though.
Yeah, fingers crossed, mate. I mean, it's been a bit of a slow burner after the Jacobs fight. I'd like to have been in camp and had another fight by now, but I suppose that timing is everything, and just wait for the right fights now, and hopefully something big in the coming weeks, and finish off the year with a bang.
I should have asked you. You've obviously kind of put October out there. Would you be on the Eubank Benn undercard if that was to happen? Would that be something you've looked at?
I haven't. No. I don't think I would be on that. But
okay.
Listen, if I am, then so be it. It'd be a great show to be on and be part of.
Cool. All right. Top man, John. Thanks for that.
Yeah, Joe. Thank you, mate.